I'm excited about my guest this morning. I first met Trevor, I don't know, a few years ago. Our lives have crossed now and then. Trevor Ferrell, come on. Glad to have you here, all the way from Philadelphia. God loves you, and so do I. Trevor, when did your ministry really start, and how did it happen?
It started about 3 years ago, December 8th in 1983.
How old were you at that time?
11.
11. Okay, what happened?
Well, I saw homeless people on a TV, just like a news brief or something like that. And when I saw them, it just really shocked me. I didn't think that there were homeless people living in Philadelphia or even in the United States. I always thought they were in countries like India and Africa, so it really shocked me.
So what did you do?
Well, I asked my mom, my dad to go into the city with me that night.
That same night?
Same night, and they said, no, you don't want to do that. And I talked and begged for about 10, 15 minutes. And they finally did take me into the city. My mom was scared. She stayed in the car with the windows rolled up, doors locked, ready to go. If anything happened, she'd be gone. My dad stayed a few feet behind me, and I gave the man the blanket and pillow that I brought in that night. And when I gave it to him, the man said, thank you very much, God bless you. And I just felt really close to Jesus and him when that happened. It just gave me a good feeling inside.
That's beautiful. Then you went home, and the next day, what happened?
Well, the next night I went in again.
You wanted to go back again?
Yeah.
Okay, how did Mom react the next night?
She thought we were nuts. She said, no, you don't want to do that. Don't do it. My father was getting a little bit used to it, and he, not used to, but wanted to do it more.
So that's 2 nights in a row. And pretty soon, what happened? You kept going, is that right?
Yeah, we kept going.
Didn't you run out of blankets and pillows?
Yeah, started running out of blankets and pillows to give out. We started giving tuna fish cans. We'd open up the tuna fish cans, my mom would, and then slide them out the window about a ½ inch. Keep the lid so nobody could slice their throat or anything. Quickly roll up the window again. But she has changed since then. She now gets out and hugs the people. Sometimes they call up at night and just say that they love her. And that means more to her than when my dad says it to her, she says.
Well, when you ran out of blankets and pillows, what'd you do? Start scrounging through the neighborhood?
Yeah, going to neighbors and stuff like that. And then they were getting angry at me. So I had to go to the local newspaper and ask them to put a little ad and send stuff to Trevor. He'll distribute them to the homeless. But instead, they did a full-size article, took pictures, Channel 3, 6, and 10, all that stuff. Started doing things, and
you became a celebrity.
Oh, I like to say.
How did this help you? How did this impact your schoolwork?
I wasn't doing too good. Failed 6th grade. Might be failing 8th grade.
Are you in the 8th grade now?
Yeah, 8th grade now.
You failed 6th grade.
Failed 6th grade.
And you might fail the 8th grade.
Yep.
So you fail it. So if you fail, you start over again, right?
Yeah, I just started all over. I am getting tutored on the side, which is helping me. If it wasn't for that, I probably would not even be in 8th grade.
You actually spend quite a bit of time on this today?
The helping the homeless?
Yeah.
Yes, I do it a lot, because it just, like I said in the beginning, just gives me a good feeling, and the people are just so grateful and kind, and it just makes you, when you do something, if somebody was to do something in the congregation today, help somebody, it's like I consider them teammates with me, working in faith with Jesus Christ to help and get something done.
Now, you first did this, was it 3 years ago?
About 3 years ago, yeah.
Okay, now are the same people still there?
No, well, some of them are, some of them aren't. Some of them have died, unfortunately. Some of them have actually gotten jobs and moved on, and some of them are just still there.
Do you try to encourage and motivate them to get a job and help them?
We do have a home for the homeless, which is a great big old house has 33 rooms, 19 bathrooms, and we shelter people there. And 80% of the people that go through there get jobs, and one of the persons that went through it was a woman named Jo Marie. She used to ride the subway back and forth from side to side just to keep warm during the winter. She now goes to college. She's a pre-med student, has all A's and B's, and is working as a volunteer.
Applaud it. It's fantastic. I think a lot of people think that the homeless people are there because they want to be there.
No, that's not true. Maybe there's a few that want to be there, but that's either because they have mental problems or people just don't care about them and they've given up. Most people I help do want to be helped. And the 80% just shows you that they do want to be helped.
Now, out of all of this, you even got to go to the White House, right?
Mm-hmm.
And met President Ronald Reagan.
Yeah, I met him.
Once?
No, 4 times.
4 times. Wow. What are your impressions of the president?
Well, like one time I was there in the Oval Office, the space shuttle was when it had the accident and it blew up, and one of his people came in and said that everybody that was on the space shuttle had died and we lost the space shuttle, and tears came to his eyes, and it just made me felt that he cared, and I know that he cares.
That's neat. And that's what made you close to him, because you are attracted to people that you know care, right?
Yeah.
That's why you went to visit Mother Teresa, is that right?
Yeah, I met her in India, worked with her during a day, and changed people's clothing, worked at Nirmal Hriday, which is a place for dying destitutes, and helped there by cleaning people, changing their dressings, cleaning the beds, washing them, changing needles and stuff like that.
Do you feel you're any different from the average kid your age?
No, I'm just the same. I like to do the things kids like to do, go swimming, play soccer, stuff like that. Just
How old are you now?
14.
Too young to be interested in girls?
No.
Hey, you got a great family. Your father and mother are backing you, and very heavily now, I know. Any brothers or sisters?
I have 1 brother and 2 sisters. They help out a lot too.
Do they?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
great.
Everybody gets involved.
Now, you love Jesus Christ, and you and your family are very active members of the Presbyterian Church, right?
Yeah.
I know your pastor. You got a great pastor. And I think that it is Jesus who lives in you that makes you the kind of person you are. I really believe that. Anything else you want to say to these people?
I'll have one little story. It's about a rabbi. I know we're all Christians and stuff, but it's about a rabbi. The rabbi asked his students, how can you tell when the night is ending and the day is starting? One student raised his hand and said, is it when you see a tree in the distance and tell whether it's a fig or an apple tree? The rabbi said no. Another student raised his hand and said, is it when you see an animal in the distance and you can tell whether it's a sheep or a dog? The rabbi said no. The students gave up, and the rabbi said, when you look into the face of another, tell that he or she is your brother and sister. And if you can't do that, no matter what time it is, it's still night. And I don't want this night to last forever.
Trevor, God loves you, so do I. Thank you. Thank you. Why don't you all listen?